Every winter, millions of people scoop out their fireplace ash and throw it straight in the trash. And honestly, that's like throwing money out the window. Expensive, slightly dusty money. Firewood ash is one of the most useful things sitting in your home right now, and most people have no idea. I'm going to show you exactly what to do with it. Some of these uses will surprise you, and I'll also cover the things people think ash is good for, that actually cause more damage than good. Stick around, because the last use on this list is something most people have never even considered, and it might be the most useful one of all. What's actually in firewood ash? Before we get into the uses, let's talk about what ash actually is. Because here's the thing, ash isn't just burnt dirt, it's concentrated minerals. When wood burns, all the organic material breaks down and disappears as smoke and gas. What's left behind is everything that didn't burn. Calcium, potassium, magnesium, trace minerals that took years to build up inside that tree. Hardwood ash is particularly rich. Oak, maple, beech, these dense woods leave behind ash that's packed with nutrients. Softwood ash? Less useful. Lower mineral content. If you're burning pine or spruce, your ash isn't going to be as potent. Pine burns fast, smells great, and leaves behind ash that's about as useful as the smoke it made. Stick to hardwood. One important rule before we start. Always use ash from clean, untreated wood. And no painted wood, no plywood, no pressure-treated lumber. That ash contains toxic compounds you do not want anywhere near your garden, your animals, or your skin. If it came from a pallet you found behind a supermarket, no, leave it alone. Clean hardwood ash only. Keep that in mind for everything I'm about to show you. Now let's get into the good stuff. Garden soil amendment. This is the big one. And if you have any kind of garden, this alone makes ash worth saving every single winter. Wood ash is naturally alkaline, high in calcium carbonate, which works almost exactly like garden lime. If your soil is too acidic, ash will balance it out. More balanced soil means better nutrient absorption, healthier plants, and better yields. Here's the trick though. You do not just dump it everywhere. I know that is tempting. You have got a bucket of ash in a garden right there, but patience. Ash raises soil pH. That is great for vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, garlic, onions, and most root vegetables. They love slightly alkaline conditions. Your lawn can benefit from it too. Thin, patchy, struggling grass is often growing in soil that is too acidic. A light ash treatment in early spring can wake it right up. But throw ash on blueberries, raspberries, rhododendrons, or potatoes. You will stunt their growth. Those plants need acidic soil to thrive. Ash is their enemy. Blueberries will look at you like you just personally insulted them. So before you apply, test your soil pH if you can. Or just stick to the vegetable beds and avoid the acid-loving plants entirely. Application is simple. Sprinkle a thin, even layer over the soil in autumn or early spring. Work it in lightly with a rake or a hoe. A little goes a long way. You do not need to pile it on. A few cups per square meter is usually plenty. More than that, and you risk pushing the pH too far in the wrong direction. Store your ash dry before using it in the garden. Wet ash loses a lot of its potassium content because rain washes the nutrients straight out of it. Keep it in a covered bucket or a sealed container until you're ready to use it. One more thing. Do not mix ash directly with nitrogen fertilizers or fresh manure. That combination can trigger a chemical reaction that releases ammonia and reduces the fertilizer's effectiveness. Apply them separately at different times and let the soil do its work. Pest deterrent in the garden. This one took me by surprise when I first tried it, but it works. Ash is a natural barrier against soft-bodied pests, slugs, snails, certain beetles. They hate crossing ash. It dries them out and irritates their bodies. Think of it like a moat around your plants, except instead of water, it is a fine powder that these pests simply refuse to cross. Slugs have survived on this planet for 500 million years, and they still haven't figured out how to deal with a ring of ash. Honestly, respect the ash. Sprinkle a ring of dry ash around your plants. Around the base of young seedlings, around your vegetable beds, or around anything that slugs tend to destroy overnight. Spring is when this matters most. That is when slugs are most active, when your seedlings are at their most vulnerable, and when losing a whole row of young plants overnight is a very real possibility. The key word is dry. Wet ash loses this property almost completely. The fine particles clump together, the irritating texture disappears, and it becomes useless as a barrier. Rain will wash it away fast, so reapply after every rainfall. Yes, it takes a little maintenance, but when you consider that a single night of slug activity can wipe out seedlings you spent weeks growing, a handful of ash is a pretty reasonable trade. Cheaper than therapy after you find your garden wiped out on a Tuesday morning. It is also worth combining this with other methods. Ash during dry spells, physical barriers or traps when the wet weather rolls in. No single solution handles every situation perfectly, but ash earns its place as part of the routine. And the best part? It costs you nothing. It is already sitting in your fireplace waiting to be used. Chicken coop and livestock use. If you keep chickens, this one is going to change your life. Chickens love to dust bathe. It is instinctive behavior. They roll around in dry, fine material to clean their feathers and suffocate mites and lice. Wood ash is perfect for this. The particles are fine enough to work deep into the feathers, right down to the skin where parasites hide and breed. Mix ash into their dust bathing area, or fill a shallow container with it and let them go at it. The fine particles work their way into the feathers and physically smother external parasites without any chemicals, without any cost, and without any stress to the bird. Chickens have been doing this since before your great-grandmother was born. They figured it out completely on their own. Maybe we should give them more credit. Why, old farmers have been doing this for generations. It is one of those things that got forgotten when commercial pest treatments came along. But it still works just as well. Sometimes the old methods stick around for a reason. Beyond chickens, wood ash can also be sprinkled into livestock bedding in small amounts to reduce moisture and odor. It is mildly absorbent, and its alkalinity helps neutralize ammonia from animal waste. If you have ever walked into a coop that smells like it is actively trying to fight back, a light dusting of ash on the bedding makes a noticeable difference. Your nose will thank you. Your chickens probably won't because chickens don't really do gratitude. Do not go overboard. A light, even dusting is all you need. Too much and the air gets dusty, which is not good for the birds or for you. Used sensibly, though, ash is one of the most practical free tools a backyard farmer has. Ice and traction on slippery surfaces. Here's one that's genuinely underrated, especially if you live somewhere cold. In winter, when your driveway or path is icy, most people reach for salt. Salt works, but it damages concrete over time, kills grass, corrodes metal, and is genuinely bad for the environment around your home. Wood ash is a solid alternative. It won't melt ice the way salt does, but it provides immediate traction. The dark color also absorbs a little solar heat and helps accelerate natural melting. Spread it over icy patches and it gives you grip underfoot almost instantly. And unlike salt, it won't damage the surface underneath or harm plants when it washes off into the soil. In fact, a little ash on your lawn in winter won't hurt anything. Lumberjacks working on snowy terrain have used this trick forever. And ash on the path into the woods means you are not slipping with a chainsaw in your hands. That is a lesson you learn exactly once. And if you are lucky, only once. Keep a small bucket of ash near your door through winter. It's free, it's effective, and it's already a byproduct of heating your home. Natural cleaning and polishing. This one goes back centuries. Before commercial cleaning products existed, ash was a household staple. When wood ash is mixed with water, it creates a mildly alkaline solution, potassium hydroxide, which is essentially a gentle, natural lye. And lye, in weak concentrations, is a surprisingly effective cleaner and mild abrasive. For cleaning glass, fireplace glass especially, where soot and residue build up, take a damp cloth, dip it in dry ash, and rub. It lifts residue and leaves the glass clear without scratching. Sounds insane. You are cleaning glass with the thing that made it dirty in the first place. But it works, and once you try it, you will feel unreasonably smug about it. Ash paste can also be used to polish tarnished silver and dull metals. Mix ash with just enough water to form a thin paste, and apply it gently with a cloth, rub in small circles, then wipe clean. The mild abrasive action buffs away tarnish and oxidation. It even works on garden tools. A light scrub with ash paste removes rust spots from spades and hoes, and the alkaline nature of the ash helps prevent further oxidation. Your tools will not look brand new, but they will look like tools that are actually being cared for, which is already better than most garden sheds I have seen. Is it faster than buying a bottle of metal polish? No. But if you're heating your home with wood anyway, it's a practical use for something you'd otherwise throw away. What people use ash for that they shouldn't. All right, now let's flip this around. There's a lot of advice floating around about ash uses, and some of it is genuinely bad. Let me clear a few things up. Using ash on all plants without checking. People hear that ash is good for gardens, and they start spreading it everywhere, on their tomatoes, their berry bushes, their flower beds. Ash raises pH. A lot of plants need acidic soil. Tomatoes are actually borderline. They prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil, and regular ash application over several seasons can push pH too high and cause nutrient deficiencies that are frustratingly difficult to diagnose. You will be standing there in July, staring at your sad yellowing tomato plants, completely baffled. The ash did that. The ash you spread with good intentions 6 months ago. Test before you apply. Do not just dump, using ash as a direct fertilizer replacement. Ash does contain potassium and calcium, but it has essentially no nitrogen, and it is not a complete fertilizer. Some people treat it like compost, spread it heavily, and expect it to feed their plants through the season. It does not work that way. Ash is like a vitamin supplement. Useful, worth having, but you still need to eat actual food. Use ash as a soil conditioner and a supplement. It adjusts pH and adds certain minerals, but you still need proper compost, organic matter, or fertilizer for actual plant nutrition. Ash supports the soil. It does not feed it on its own. Mixing large amounts of ash into a compost pile. This one is everywhere online. Add ash to your compost. Sounds logical. Both are natural, both come from organic material, and so why not combine them? The problem is that ash is strongly alkaline, and compost needs a slightly acidic to neutral environment to break down efficiently. Adding significant amounts raises the pH inside the pile, which slows down microbial activity. That microbial activity is the entire engine of composting. Shut it down and you are left with a pile that just sits there doing nothing. Like a teenager on a Sunday afternoon. Small amounts are probably fine. Large amounts and you are sabotaging your compost without realizing it. Apply ash to the garden directly. Keep it out of the bin. So there it is. Your fireplace ash is not waste. It's a calcium-rich soil amendment, a slug deterrent, a chicken keeper's secret weapon, a winter traction solution, a natural cleaner that's been used for centuries. And if you're using it wrong, dumping it on acid-loving plants or treating it like fertilizer, now you know better. Your blueberries will forgive you. Eventually. Clean hardwood ash, store it dry, use it smart. The fireplace has already done its job heating your home. Might as well get one more round of value out of what it leaves behind. If you heat with wood and want to get more out of every log, every season, and every byproduct, this channel is built exactly for that. Subscribe and I'll keep sharing the practical stuff that most people never bother to figure out.